What's a hobby someone can have that is an immediate red flag? My old roommate used to go out driving on rainy days specifically to splash pedestrians. That seems pretty red flaggy to me. Dog fighting. Making fake animal rescue videos. Abusing animals. Hurting and making fun of homeless people for content. There was a post of a guy that was angry at his mother because her hobby was to find random people on the net, find everything about them and message them about it. I'm just really into Hitler. I'm just gonna lurk and see if people think my hobbies are red flags. Is lurking a hobby? Am I a red flag? I saw a post yesterday here about a guy that uses real mouse hearts and testicles and places them in a clear resin cast Lego man. I don't know what that is, but red flag. Adopting too many kids/animals. Especially when you can't afford them. Gambling. I'm pretty wary of anyone that push other people to turn their hobby into a money-making hustle. Guy who spends hours each week on IG, commenting, liking, and DMing random models they never met. Pageantry. Collecting blood slides. My friend had one next to his table next to his AC unit. When I asked him about he gave me this weird smile and claimed it was for work. I never had beers with him since. Family vlogging completely violate children's privacy. Using kids to shore up your own online presence is not okay. Crushing Monster energy drinks and punching drywall. Edit, the replies have me cackling. No, my name is not Kyle. If a person is so preoccupied with their social media that this person has time to actually live and communicate in the moment, it's fine if you can communicate about it and make arrangements. But I am not dating a person in a three-way relationship with Zuckerberg. I would be totally fine with a person that has to have a heavy social media presence for work. But I would want to be able to set boundaries that work for both on us on it. Cutting the eyes out of pictures of women in magazines. On a first date, casually talking. And well, you know, I guess there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? 4. What? There's 4 ways to skin a cat. Influencing. Back in 1990 we had them. They were called commercials. Then infomercials, then the shit became ridiculous. Well, reading the comments I'm feeling better about my Warmer collection. Someone reading a ton of philosophy can easily be a very good sign, or a massive red flag depending on what specifically they're reading so much of. Shrines to people. LOL. When I first met my now late significant other, my son wanted to be sure he wasn't a killer and protect me. We were literally neighbors, so one day we walked to his house and my son said, "Let me see that you don't have pictures up of my mom with exes on them." He thought my son meant picture of his exes. Nope, my kid just wanted to be sure there was no shrine to me somewhere with my face crossed out by Sharpie markers. Edit. Wow, almost 7K upvotes. Thanks for making me feel internet famous today on my birthday and for the kind words about my family. Heavy black heart. Running an MLM or being admin, dictator, of a local area Facebook group. The spiritual nonsense, like the really outlandish stuff, like sunning your butthole, sorry. Hard pass. Making see-through Lego men with mouse organs inside. As a Magic the Gathering player, Magic the Gathering. I have dated 2 horse girls in my life and both ended up very similar. Nay. Arguing with strangers on the internet, not like usual discussions or anything, just taunting people because you're bored. Kids' beauty pageants. Speed sewing Moroccan flags. Reddit mod. Just here to see how people really feel about my hobbies. Serving as president of their HOA. Constant selfie posting. Weed/alcohol/substance as a personality trait. I had a friend in middle school that kept all his fingernail clippings. All in one bag. I found it looking for something in his closet. I asked him what it was. It was terribly moldy inside, and he very nonchalantly informed me it was his fingernail clippings. I was scared. We didn't hang much after that. Me being glad aquariums, reptiles, and plants aren't listed anywhere, face with tears of joy. Met an Uber driver that told me he did taxidermy for fun. Well, not really taxidermy. I just kind of pickle animals' organ and you wouldn't believe the market for it. I've made $35 this month alone. Never been so creeped out in my life. When their only hobby seems to be consuming and repeating hyper-partisan media talking points. Watching gore/sending gore vids to their friends. Spending tons of time on your phone looking people up just to talk shit or find dirt on them so you can re-justify your own self-worth/value. Forcing their children into pageants, cheerleading, gymnastics. Shit tons of crazies treat this shit like it's their hobby, and it's a massive red flag. Anything that they can't really afford. Making $50,000 but collecting Rolex watches? Red flag. Making $40,000 but always buying haute couture fashion items? Red flag. Making any amount of money and into Warmer? Red flag. HOA president. Empty alcohol bottle collecting. Tennis. Love means nothing to them. Collecting vintage preserved human anatomical specimens. I actually worked with someone who did that. Boy did I wish I'd never accepted the invite to come over and meet him and his boyfriend's babies. What about those sexual anime figurines? I get liking anime, but when your room is full of jailbait anime girls in bathing suits or lewd poses, there's something not so chill going on there, lol. If their identity is centered around Disney. Sorry. I said it. A person whose only definition of having fun is partying and heavy drinking or end up wasted every time it's out. Emotional issues trying to be covered up. Doll collectors. I'm not gonna enter a house full of dolls. I'm not sure if this counts as a hobby per se, but I can't stand people who get really into astrology. Like, won't date somebody because Leo and Aquarius signs conflict or whatever. Or judges a person based on their star sign. They're insinuating that there are only 12 different kinds of people/personalities based on when they were born within the year. It doesn't make sense. Dizzy face dizzy, at least with crystals, they make for a nice decoration. Russian roulette. My brother dated a woman who collected animal bones and human teeth, but didn't like animals alive. Cringe. Collecting body parts. Not having a hobby at all is probably up there. Having a hobby or something productive/engaging to do in your spare time is pretty important to living a healthy life. If you've met a person with no hobbies, you'll know exactly what I mean. They tend to shit talk when they're bored, can't fully contribute to many types of conversations, and can be boring to talk to because they don't have a whole heck of a lot to talk about. I have a terrible habit of dropping hobbies I pick up, so I go through these motions a lot whenever I don't keep myself busy outside of work. Consuming media can be a great conversation starter, but it's harder to build deeper connections with other people if you don't have any passions of your own to share or relate to. It isn't necessarily a red flag, but it is notable when someone doesn't have a hobby. Edit. I figured I'd mention that I am indeed a boring person. I mention it because I live at LMAO. Ingesting a bunch of alpha male content,